Okay, my name is Salah.
And I'm Zakaya.
And welcome to our Family Feud segment.
We asked 35 SCH students the following questions about school. Our first question is, if you were making a school for yourself, what would you implement? The survey says,
diversity and inclusion. How to handle mental health. Classes that prepare you to live on your own. Scholarship programs throughout the course of the year for students who aren't as wealthy as others. Limit homework. We asked 35 students, name one thing you would want to change about the schools we have today. Survey says,
having an equal curriculum in each type of school, whether it's public or private. Amount of homework assigned to student athletes. All the unnecessary rules. Not so grade heavy. Grades do not show someone's intelligence, and a test like the ACT shouldn't determine a person's whole future. And open note testing because it's more applicable to the real world. So we asked 35 students from SEH, how do you think that your education would be affected if you went to a public versus private school? And survey says,
in a predominantly black neighborhood, probably end up dropping out versus a school like Central. Education would be less thorough. Not enough attention from teachers. Banned topics. Distracted easily with the number of people. We asked 35 SCH students, what class would you like in a school that doesn't exist? Survey says,
cultural history, business management, mental health classes, FCS or family consumer sciences, finances. We asked 35 students from SEH, what opportunities do you think you would miss out on if you went to a school in a predominantly black neighborhood? Survey says,
wouldn't have much college prep or college support. Learning about different ways of life, seeing different people's cultures. The socioeconomic status of your neighborhood depends on the number of opportunities you have. Sports, like soccer, kept me out of the streets and would have had a way worse lifestyle. Okay, last question. We asked 35 SCH students, what is something you'll need to know for the real world that school does not teach you? Survey says,
how to pay bills, talking about current events and not history, things that you hear on the news, how to manage money, personal finance, and taxes. So, with that being said, we took our personal experiences along with the personal experiences of the people that we interviewed, and we came up with our school, which we named it Equality Academy.
okay, so for the type of school and the admission, Zakai and I decided that Equality Academy should be a charter school, so that way it's able to stand on its own while being very affordable to all the families, regardless of the impeccable quality of education that we offer.
Despite being a charter school, because we know that the lottery system is hard to get into charter schools, Salah and I created a select system where you choose what you want your application to be based on, whether it's sports, arts, robotics, academics, or music.
For our curriculum, we offer the basic and mandatory subjects of math, history, language, science, and English, each being 1 credit, and we offer electives underneath each of those subjects that are half a credit.
For the arts portion of our curriculum, we came up with the Creative Corner, which is half credit, and the activities that you choose below, they fall on different days. So Tuesday, Thursday for one, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the next. So basically, on whatever day your activity lands on, you get an hour dedicated to that activity. Even though sounds fun, you have to keep your grades up in order to participate in Creative Corner. So now for the arts, we have the regular arts that you would expect: photography, film production, drawing, painting, and etc. So for our freshmen coming to the school, we require 1 month of sex education, and then we offer driver's ed for sophomores, which is different for us, and we never seen it in other schools that we researched or anything like that. And as sophomores, is something that we think should be implemented into schools. And we also offer the National Honor Society.
So for school criteria, for the staff, we decided that we should administer an implicit bias test. This will allow us to make sure that the staff we're hiring or we have hired are people's persons, and that we'll be able to sit down and figure out if they have any bias or any stereotypes that we make sure they're not using against our student body. And then we'll also have a hopefully free, but if not, an extremely affordable meal program to offer our kids.
Okay, so now the rules and regulations. So we called them, well, Salah came up with the name Proto Laws, and basically it's not a lot of rules right now, but if given the opportunity, we would add more. So our number one rule, we have a strict policy against the isms. You would expect with the school for the first rule to be no cheating, but the thing with that is 10 years from your school career, we want you leaving out of Equality Academy being a better person. So that's why the strict policy against the isms is our first rule, including racism, sexism, ageism, etc. With that being said, that's why strict policy against practice homophobia and transphobia is right after that, because it applies to the same reasoning. Then no cheating, no disrespect towards staff or your peers, and lastly, no bullying.
Okay, so for our business plan, if Zakai and I were given the opportunity, we want to use the land of Germantown High School, which is currently closed down, which is located at 40 High Street in Philadelphia. We feel as though this location is accessible to children that live in both rural and urban areas. Also, Germantown Avenue is a prime example of the two sides of Philly financially. For example, the rich and the poor, which we are both attracting for our student body, but the rich being approaching the end of Germantown Ave, like close to our school, and the poor, which is further on Germantown Ave, the opposite direction. For the cost, if somebody was able to put money into our school, we would then be able to let you guys know what the cost would be or how those things number wise would work out for us. But as of right now, we know that we want our schools to be a charter school similar to Mastery, but of course better in every way that we can.
We hope that y'all take our school into consideration, because although it's not a CEL project that's most common, like something that's spectacular, we feel as though if you're required to do something such as school, it should be doable. Like, it should be fun and enjoyable. With that being said, thank you for watching our video.
And of course, vote for us. Here is a model of our school that we designed on SketchUp. We decided to have 4 modules for each subject. We also decided to do kind of like a glass breezeway to get from each module. Here is a side view. We have several windows on each level. Um, Here's a closer up view of going through the inside, some doors that we have in the module. In the center here, we have a lot of furniture for our students to have a lounge area for when they don't have classes or for when their classes are outside. Here are a few inside views of our school. Um, Here's a view from the downstairs. You can see the furniture through the doors. Here's an idea of, like, a desk and the window in the back. So we have a lot of natural light.